I don't do property management, but I do help my investor client purchase properties. We check the comps, we make sure it cash flows. Then we get a tenant for them. Before getting a tenant, we check their eviction history. We make sure verify their work, check their credit, check their background, interview them, make sure they're a good fit for the landlord. And sometimes my landlords choose to self-manage, or sometimes they want me to connect them to a property manager after. And I have great property managers that I work with that do manage the clients afterwards. But when looking for a property manager, you want to make sure the person is responsive. You want to make sure the person will give you a 1099 and has great documentation skills, and they can do the job from beginning to the end. So last week, a client of mine purchased a second investment property using a self-directed IRA. And there are many benefits to using a self-directed IRA, but one of the reasons she talked about is having a greater control over her assets. My client is above 60, so she's thinking more long-term and how to diversify, a portfolio, so that she's just not investing in the stock market. Another reason she did it is for tax deferral. I mean, the gains, which is rental income, is tax deferred at specific ages. It could be tax free. So that's another reason to do that. And it's just easy for her to pass it to her kids and things like that. When it comes to self-directed IRA, you need a trustee to manage that, because you cannot commingle with your personal funds. Everything has to be within the IRA account, but that's something we can always talk about. So this is a tough question because there's a lot of great builders all across the Metroplex, and it also depends on the kind of custom you're trying to do. Are you trying to do like custom as in knock down some walls, but you're working within a particular floor plan? But there's also custom of you draw what you want on paper and an architect builds up your vision for you and brings everything to life. So if you're talking about custom, like you drawing it down, there's a lot of great builders, partners in builders, Gerard Anthony, Dries, Alford Homes, and there's some smaller builders that are not as nationally known, but also do a great job. But I'll say the most important thing is know your vision, also know your budget. And I mean, for your vision, you might want a more American style luxury, you might want a more European style luxury, you might just be focused on budget, you might be focused on timing, and different builders are good at different things. But most builders can build what you want, but a good starting point is knowing what you want, and it should be easier to figure out the builder that they're trying to look for. The person that asked me this question is a custom builder, and she's a great friend of mine, but I am not choosing sides. So I hope this helps.